Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. And my name is Stephen D. Kelly, and this is the Stephen D. Kelly Show, the one and only on Truth Cat Radio, the one and only Truth Cat Radio, www.truthcatradio.com. Mr. Kitten, the one and only, the famous Mr. Kitten, still hanging in there. What a guy. Oh, people, this is actually an important show tonight. Sorry for being glib. Let me just set my levels a little bit hot right there for a second. I know sometimes it's hot, sometimes it's not. All right, like I said, this is an important show. Now, I knew what I wanted to talk about before I got up this morning, but Ed, you were mowing the grass at 10, and I thought, what? Who's that? That's what happened doing it after the show, like last time. I don't know, whatever. Okay, you're slipping, but no, I think maybe it might have something to do with you were trying to get me up because of the nuclear bomb that was getting ready to go off in, that's what I said, Washington. In case you missed it, I think about 10:30 a.m. this morning. I don't know, maybe 10:30 Eastern time. I'm not sure about the Twitter post I saw. It's floating around the internet. It says 10:30 a.m. Now, anyway, I'll talk about this bomb, if you will call it a bomb, this earth-shaking event that took place. But you know what? Yes, the earth is shaking and things are changing. And guess what? That's because of us. Thank you very much. But before I go any further, I want to say this. Tonight's show is dedicated to Magador Edward Alexander. If you want to look his name up, it's Maggador, Edward Alexander. Anyway, Magador is a remote viewer. Not just any remote viewer, but a real remote viewer. And, I don't even like to use the term remote viewing because the reality of what it is astral projection. And I want to get into all that tonight for a lot of reasons, mostly because I've started back my book, Jedi 101, and I have newfound motivation, enthusiasm, and source inspiration, I suppose, to pound this out and get it done. And I realized something interesting is that I have a whole lot of books in me that I could get done here and share with you guys while I'm still here. I can do these shows and I can spew into a book too. And you know what? A lot of you have been asking for it. But of course, the name of the book is Jedi 101, and the show isn't really about advertising for the book, although it even has a deeper, more sinister need for me to talk to you about this thing, and I'll get to that. But first, I want to honor Magador. In my book, Jedi 101, I cover everything. Okay, I want this to be my magnum opus, my opus magnum. Sorry, sorry, you Latin people. Magnum opus. Which one is it? It's opus magnum. Yeah. Anyway. The big book, the big volume, the thing that has it all, not about the JEDI per se, but about instructions to you, the Jedi, and those of you that want to learn to be the Jedi, and those of you that want to basically just become, enlightened and aware of the secrets of the universe per se. Essentially, this is my book is going to cover the secrets of the universe, and at the same time, teach you magic and teach you the secrets of the universe, and all that. It's not for entertainment. This is serious stuff. When I say Jedi 101, a lot of people think this is a joke and something to do with the movie. No, we are Jedi. That's what we call ourselves. And 101 is just kind of a fun poke at the college educational system. I remember when I took accounting 101. It's kind of a joke. Okay, what is this 101 three-digit thing? What the heck? Why not A, part 1 or volume 1? No, 101. Okay, get it? That is the name. What is the book? The book, as what comes after the title, is Light Warrior Training Manual, because that's what it is. It's a light warrior, because we are light warriors, and this manual is meant to train you. And I'll tell you, just like the section in there that I teach you about Reiki, you also learn, like one of the lessons that Dr. Usei had to learn the hard way is that it's not just a matter of healing somebody, it's also a matter of treating the symptoms, the environment, the programming, the destructive behaviors that cause people to do the things they do that manifest in illness, etc. So in other words, with great power comes great responsibility, and this is not a joke, and we're not here just to entertain and provide endless service to people without some expectation that people will modify and become worthy and help us to further the cause and basically help us bring us all to paradise, which is what this is all about, period. And I'm not talking about heaven. I'm talking about on this earth. Bring it back to the way it should be and get rid of all these demons. Now, Magador, again, I wanted to get a hold of him because I don't like to talk about the whole remote viewing stuff. And I know there's a lot of you out there that think, oh, yeah, remote viewing. I want to hear about that. Again, I got to talk about this Trump stuff. I feel like I got to do this first, but I want to just kind of talk about this Magador thing and why this is significant. That is that I wanted to actually contact this guy because of the words that I've heard him say and his expertise and knowledge, and I wanted him to see if he would help me and contribute to this section on remote viewing because it's not the thing I want to teach you. So I want to use his words. And besides, what I do teach you, a lot of it is going to be stuff I learned from him anyway. Now, this was back in 2017. I did a interview. I was on Richard Carey, his show on another network. I don't have the Republic Broadcast Network, something like that. Anyway, couple hours. And I asked him about Magador, and he said that he had heard he had died. And I thought, holy crap. And then he said that he thought that it was murder. Of course, murder. Anyway, I revised it. Obviously, I remember he was one of those true warriors. He was one of those guys that was what would I say? I would call these people freelancers. He was one of these very gifted psychic, remote viewer, astral projection people that was out to expose the evil in the world, but at the same time he was doing so completely on his own without any sort of Christ protection. I found out that Magador also was a member of the, well, Masons. He wasn't just any kind of Mason, but he was Swedish Rite, I think. I could be wrong, but he definitely, this is the first time I ever heard about Swedish Rite. And he was also a Rosicrucian, along with a couple other orders that I don't really need to talk about. The point is like, why is he dead? Because he was those things. You give them permission to kill you when you become those things, should you divulge the secrets, which is exactly what he was doing. But I wanted to devote the show to him because I'm getting inundated with questions about this stuff, and it's like even Isabel, hang on, I got good things to say about you tonight, but she made a comment. She was revising. She was looking at my book a little bit, and she says, hey, why don't you put this Jedi stuff, Jedi training and remote viewing and, the exciting stuff right up here in the front to help sell the book. And I'm thinking, sell the book, keyword. And I'm thinking, well, hell no, you don't, hell, it's like doing a light show or fireworks or stage production. You never put the grand finale at the beginning. You don't serve dessert or whatever it is before the appetizer. But anyway, that's just drama. That's just writing, and also it's programming. You need to walk slowly and feed people stuff teaspoons at a time. And certainly, I'm not going to give them this stuff because they don't deserve it. Magador's dead. That means it's dangerous. This is dangerous stuff. You people that think it's entertainment, no, it's not entertainment. Everything we do here is dead serious stuff. Now, I'll get back into this because I need to talk about the book, but first I got to cover this Trump crap because it's really damn important. But anyway, let's see what happened. Elon Musk left the Trump administration. Trump is trying to pass a budget bill called the Big Beautiful Budget Bill, BBB, some stupid marketing bullshit. Anyway, it's full of pork. It's awful. It's horrible. Trump is doing a lot of horrible things. Elon did not like it. Senator Massey did not like it. Rand Paul did not like it. All these people, or whatever, what's his name? Yeah, Rand Paul, I think it is. Yeah. But anyway, these are champions of us, our champions. Massey, for instance, one of the only people in the Senate has not taken money from AIPAC, the Jewish lobby. Or did I say Jewish? Zionist, Israeli, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, mafia. So what happens? Trump starts talking shit. Elon starts talking shit. Trump's got his Truth Social. Elon's got his Twitter. This morning at 10:30 a.m. Let me see if I might as well just read it to you guys. What was the famous tweet? Here it is, Elon Musk. Let's see, what was it? Actually, it's like 2:10 p.m., January 5th, 2025. At that time, it had 3.7 million views. And Elon says, time to drop the really big bomb. At real Donald Trump is in the Epstein files. That is the real reason they have not been made public. Have a nice day, Donald J. Trump. That's Elon saying, fuck you. Sorry, excuse me. But you know what? My God, people. What happened? Elon's Tesla stock took a big dump. Trump's threatening to have him deported, having all the government divest from all the Tesla technology. Yeah, good luck with that with Starlink. I'd like to see you launch your missiles and stuff and have a military without Starlink. And never mind Elon's top secret security clearance with his SpaceX over there, Vandenberg, et cetera, et cetera. I mean, come on. Come on. So here we have a very highly emotional idiot Trump trying to defend himself. But the bottom line, no one's saying is, and if you look at the media, which is going through a frenzy right now, they're not saying some very key words, starting with pedophile, money laundering, mafia, Masons, Chabad, and Mossad. All these key words are being left out of the discussion. We hear the word Epstein and Epstein list, but, you know, that's supposed to imply pedophilia. But, you know, even if Trump was not guilty of pedophilia, which we know he is guilty of pedophilia, I mean, oh my God, NBC News is now showing pictures of him standing next to Ghislaine Maxwell and Epstein with Yvonne, his wife, Melania. I mean, shit. We all knew about it. Everybody's been in denial. They don't care because they think it's a damn football team. Rah, rah, vote. You know, the quarterback can do no wrong. And now Elon is calling for Trump's, not resignation, but I want to say excommunication, but I think the word is impeachment. And Trump is calling for Elon's deportation. Now, insane stuff going on. This is insane stuff, and it's going to go off. The media is going to have a frenzy like they are. They don't know what to do. In fact, the liberal media is finding itself having to defend Trump and trash Elon because Elon is attacking pedophilia. And we all know what this is all really about. It's about, that's the other word that's not going to come up, and that is Satanism, which is the heart of all of this stuff, people, not some political party bullshit. It's Satanism. Now, if I told you last week, if you listened to my show, and you should have listened to it because it's one of probably the best shows I've ever done, but it's about the schism between the East and the West and how the Third Holy Roman Empire is the Eastern Orthodox Church and how the Russians in the Eastern Orthodox Church were not part of the Magna Carta and how all those people that were part of the Magna Carta, those guys we call the West, they are the ones getting their asses kicked. Now, in case you've been under a rock and you haven't been paying attention, there was a massive terrorist attack on Russia that took place just the other day. We'll call it successful, even though it has been overhyped a little bit, but they did succeed in killing a lot of innocent civilians and actually taking out some very important nuclear bombers that Russia had at some various big air bases, including one in Siberia. So just to cut it short, this was Operation Web. It was planned out by the Ukrainians for a year and a half. They bombed bridges over railroads and caused, at least in two places, it caused trains to derail and the death of one of the engineers who tried to slow the train down and saved lives on board the train and sacrificed himself. And on top of that, they also managed to very tricky and cleverly bring in some semi-trucks or containers that were on the back of flatbeds, and they took them to the far reaches of Russia. And these things were all remote controlled, filled with drones, conventional drones, not, grand type drones, like would have been really cool, like the Iranians have, but just quadcopter type drones. Quadcopter type drones are fixed with explosives, and I assume that also had some sort of GPS, maybe, who knows, I don't know, Starlink guidance system, and proceeded to fly to various locations, including Russian air bases, where they attacked some Bear, TU, whatever it is, bombers, Russian strategic forces, nuclear bombers located at some various different air bases, of which the Russians have reported that at least 3 of those, plus a few other jets, were destroyed. Although, obviously Russia has, I don't know, hundreds of those things. So this was really kind of a pinprick. Although, from a political standpoint, it was a big deal. But the bottom line is, and what's really important, is that 2 days before this happened, Donald Trump gets out there and says that really bad things were going to happen to Russia, and the only thing that was stopping that from happening was him, and that Putin was an idiot, and all this bullshit. He went complete retard. And then what happens? The next day, Lindsey Graham shows up in Kiev, and then the day after that, all these attacks take place. Remember, a year and a half of planning. So don't tell me Donald Trump didn't know this, which means that when he was talking to Putin and all this crap, he knew this. So that does not make him a neutral negotiator. That makes him a party to the conflict. And Russia is overplaying these little games, cooperating with this theater that the United States is not a party to the conflict. Every single one of these damn Taurus missiles or HIMARS or whatever the hell it is, every single one of them require NSA personnel to execute every bit of it. The Ukrainians probably just push a button, but it's all ceremonial. We are not without responsibility for those attacks deep within Russia. Serious, serious shit. And you know what? For once, the Russian High Command has been essentially advising caution and patience and carefulness to Putin. And Putin basically said, I'm going to paraphrase, put some words in his mouth. He said, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. These guys don't want peace. This is bullshit. There will be retaliation. So anyway, people, so Trump's kind of fucked. The West is fucked. He's not this big peacemaker. And this thing going on in Israel, guess what? Israel's going to start bombing Iran, and very soon we'll probably see that. We'll probably very, very soon see some false flags because of this Elon Musk crap and the fact that the MAGA audience, the MAGA crowd, the 80 million or whatever, however many Americans it is that propped Donald Trump and got him elected, they're in one of those final stages of denial. Of what happens when you get hit with the truth and you get angry and you're in denial and I don't know what the different stages are, but sooner or later, those pitchforks are going to come out. And I've been trying to tell everybody, those pitchforks are going to come out. Here's another little detail that I'm going to throw out there before I get into the important stuff, and that is, if you monitor the MAGA crowd, and I do, to a certain degree, because obviously my issues are technically issues that they should care about, pedophilia. And here's one of the things that's coming out. They're all saying how Trump became Jewish 2 years ago, how the White House is now saying that, yes, 2 years ago, Trump officially became Jewish, as if he was something else. He was stopped being Christian and adopted this Judaism. They don't mention it's Chabad. They don't mention that, Same as Ivanka, same as Jared, same as his dad, same as his grandpa, blah, 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 and on and on and on and on. Same as the mafia that runs everything. Same as the people that run Ukraine. Same as the people that run Israel. Same as the Rothschilds. Same as the Illuminati. Same as those, people that suck the blood out of babies. Oh, yeah, like they do under the JEDI. So, yes, this is a big fucking deal that's not going to go away. And the MAGA crowd needs to wake the fuck up. Now, so what you look at this, and so they don't know what to do. They think they're going to tear down Elon. Well, let me see. Elon, he's got what? Even if they destroy his stock, he's still got more money than Trump. Now, here's the thing. Trump says he's got, well, I don't know. He used to say he had around $2 billion until it took a big old jump when he started his Truth Social. Billions and billions of dollars for bullshit. But here's the thing. How much money does he really have? It's hidden with Epstein, because that's what Epstein is. Epstein is a bank. He's a money launderer, and all these dirty, dirty billionaires give him the money. And they also happen to fulfill their holy obligations for their satanic Masonic rituals, which also involve pedophilia, which is all filmed by the Mossad. Oh, and did I mention that Donald Trump is probably the highest ranking international mafia figure in the world, and I can't even think about who could be higher than him except for maybe Bill Barr? If you can find a guy who's higher than those two, let me know. I'm all ears. Anyway, and then there's Diddy. And then there's that woman, Tritt, or whatever his name is, it's divulging all the secrets about the tunnels and the porn and, all that stuff, pedophilia. It's all coming out. Now, here's the thing. We know in the protocols they say they're just going to start tossing people under the bus. Who's getting tossed under the bus here? Trump or Elon? What is this? Is this the beginning of the great disenchantment that they warn us about in the protocols, the very final chapter of the protocols, when they say, the final great disenchantment, will get you ready and bring you to accept the Antichrist? Is that what this is all about? Just sounds like it. We're getting there. Yeah, Peter Thiel's connected to Diddy. It's right. Wow, it's amazing how people are starting to connect the dots. They're all in bed together. And they all know. They've all seen the handwriting on the wall. And you can't say that Elon has not seen the files on Epstein or whoever the hell he wants, because he's the IT geek. He's the one. He's the one that's been doing the forensic investigation and all this crap. You don't think he was going to see the Epstein shit? Oh my God. All you had to do was look at the face of Kash Patel, head of the FBI, and his assistant, Dan Bongino, both total MAGA geeks, MAGAtards, whatever you want to call it, both of them running our FBI, and they had to stare at the camera and sit there and keep a straight face and tell everybody that Epstein killed himself, and we all know it was bullshit. And that's your FBI. That's your righteous leadership. One nation under God, Constitution, swear an oath, all that crap. You think we have a country anymore? No, we don't. They're destroying it from within. They always have been. Fortunately, we're fighting these bastards because they've been doing it a long time, and this is much bigger than this administration. And, I hate it that this administration's fuck-ups, even as big as this one, got in the way of my show tonight, because I wanted to talk about my book. I want to talk about some other stuff, too. Now, I got to be honest with you. Ed, I know you're listening, but here's the thing. This is sensitive stuff. I don't even like to talk about this stuff, but reality is crashing in on me a few different ways. One, obviously, I'm getting older. Nobody's, I'm not in denial about that. And so I know, I have a clock. I'm only expecting so many years. But I have animals. I expect to outlive me. I require a certain amount of security. And I also need somebody, I need to know that somebody's going to take care of me, feed me my gruel when I'm bedridden and whatever, help me make sure I get buried properly or whatever the hell, tell you guys that I died, all these little things, carry on, whatever, be my beneficiary, the various little things that I need. I know that sounds really morbid, but here's the deal. I think it was this week. Probably this week. I don't know. I know I didn't talk about this last week. Maybe I was leading up to it, but I've been really upset about this all week. And that is that my benefactor, the person that's taking care of me, who's not in the house right now because I cannot do a show when this person's in the house. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's one of those things. This is like right now. I could never talk about this stuff when she's in the house. But anyway, I have been pretty much taken care of now since 2012, I'd say. Since then, I've been fed, I had a bed. I had, slowly. I got these things very slowly. Trust me, I didn't get them all in immediately, but I eventually got my own drawer in the bathroom. I got, uh, get whatever. I get to stash my stuff. I got my internet, my electricity, and stuff like that. Mostly though, what's mostly important is I get fed, and my animals get fed, and that's a big deal. But I guess the real important thing here is that my work gets enabled. I don't have to go through that monthly stress of survival. I mean, I remember when I was even making money back, whatever, 93, and I had money coming in. I had to, even towards the end there, 2012, I still had to pay bills. And I know that stress of making that money and keeping your phone, your electricity, and having food and gas and all that crap controls your life. And it certainly keeps you from doing work like what we're doing right now. And so naturally, I have to say that if it wasn't for my patronage, my being taken care of like that, I would have been able to give you guys 100%, which is what I always try to do. And one thing I don't do is I don't interfere and get involved with this money crap. I hate it. Okay, I don't want to be involved in it. I mean, I get my little Social Security, which Trump is trying to fuck up, and that's enough for now. And then I get my donations from you guys, and it helps pay for stuff like medical expenses and whatever, that kind of thing, big stuff. And of course I can also use it to give back to the person that's subsidized me. Obviously, that's one of the bigger things that I try to do with those funds. But here's the biggie: is that I found out that she has a terminal condition, 2 or 3 years maybe. And of course this is kind of devastating because I'm thinking, holy crap, you're supposed to bury me. What the flock? I expect to live, at least another 7 years or so. So it's like this does not fit into my schedule, my plan, and everything else that comes along with it. Not the least of which is this is a little bit worse than losing a cat or a dog. And then there's the whole issue of will I have a place to live, et cetera, not just who's going to take care of me and make sure I, get fed properly, convalesce, whatever you want to call it, Wipe me. Anyway, yeah, so this sucks. Now, in a way, I suppose this kind of was a kick in the ass, not to change but I'm just going to say the real, this could be, I'm just going to say from the beginning, this is probably the motivation for me to get in there and finish that damn book. Not because of the money per se or what I might try to sell it for to pay for my survival, but because I figure, mortality is crashing in on me. And it's like, holy crap, I need to write some books. I need to get these books written, at least finish this one, which got sidetracked because I worked on that screenplay that turned into Stranger Things. Anyway, I'm back and I'm really energized. I'm just working right now. I'm just finishing up the section on chakras, and of course, it's a big deal. There's so much more to do, not the least of which is this astral projection stuff that I need to talk about. Guess I'm done talking about Trump, right? Anyway, so I guess what I'm, presenting to you guys tonight, other than trying to tell you about the book, and because I'm excited about it, and I think that there's other issues I need to talk about with you. I need to scold you guys a little bit, stick around for that. But people give me crap when they think that I'm grifting or I'm asking for money or whatever, because it totally goes against my whole service to others without expectation of compensation, et cetera, et cetera. Obviously, if you write a book, it's a hard copy, it's not digital, you're getting something, and yes, you should pay for that. That certainly makes sense, and that costs a lot of money. And yes, this particular book, yeah, I'd like it to be in hard copy because I want hundreds of pages. Right now I'm at 130 pages, about 35,000 words. Decent sized book. I don't know. My first book is about 200 pages, which is, I don't know, maybe 40,000 words or something like that. So I have to. It's gonna. There's going to be a lot more. I mean, probably at the very least, 80,000, 100,000 or more words. Thick. They call that. What? Well, you gotta. They talk about the spine. The health of whatever the spine. Yeah, the thicker the book, the bigger the spine. Whatever it does the spine justice. You get to put some art on there because it's not just a skinny little thing. But I want to do all this stuff, and I think this is really important, and I think it's going to be a big service to all these people out there in the world. But at the same time, if it was up to me, I'd give it away. You know that, and I don't know. I'm not. I don't like this whole thing. I mean, if I charge what it should be charged, I mean, it's like this stuff is not cheap. Okay, it's just not cheap, and it's like 20,000 just to get a bunch of books printed. Even if I do it through Kindle or whatever, which I don't really trust, it's still going to cost money. So I'm torn because I don't even want to mess with the money. I don't want you to go, oh, I want to buy a book. I mean, I guess I could do it through Kindle and you could go through them and I could just get a damn check shows up in hell. My book that's on Kindle right now, the money, which is like $25 a month or something from all worldwide sales, goes to my beneficiary's account, her whatever. Because, I don't have a bank account. I don't have a credit card. I don't have any of this stuff. So yes, this is problematic for me. All this crap, everything that we're doing here requires someone else having legitimate financial stuff going on because I'm, kind of off the radar. And they don't like that, especially Microsoft and people like Trump. So anyway, yes. I'm not exactly sure how to do this, okay? But I figure, like I said, I'd like to give it away, but I also want to have color pictures in there, which would also, if someone, oh, well, copyright, whatever. If I'm giving it away, I don't care about copyright. I can have all kinds of stuff in there. It doesn't matter. Somebody said, oh, make a book out of memes. No, you can't do that. That's all copyrighted stuff. That's the beauty of memes is that you don't have to worry about it. Books are different. Unless you're giving it away digitally, like I do with my other book. Well, so we'll figure it out. I mean, like I said, I'll probably sell it, but at the same time, I'm going to have to deal with the slings and arrows of people go, oh, yeah, you're trying to money. Even Grok will come back and say, oh, well, this book's for sale. But you know what? This is why. Now, what's my alternative? My alternative is you ask me for a book, I give you a book, and you give me some ridiculous donation so that I can, retire and feed the cats and pay the mortgage or whatever the hell I do. And even if I lose this place, I mean, my God, I live in a ghetto, okay? I live in a ghetto, but even this ghetto property here is like, what is it? The appraised is at like $800,000. That's ridiculous. And the thousands, 3,000, 2,000, 3,000. I'm not going to move into an apartment. Like I said, I got animals, I got roots. This is a chaos situation for me. But all I know is that the mission gets completed. I'm going to have to churn out all this information because it's time. It's time to do it. And at the same time, I'm going to have to bite the bullet and set up something, whatever, so there's a trickle of funds coming in here just so that I don't have to, I mean, obviously I can't live on my Social Security. It's exactly like $1,080 comes out to roughly. So, yeah, right, right? People say, oh, yes, pull your resources, get an apartment. Come on, really? Yeah, I'll be, what, you think I'm going to sling burgers? Dude, I'm 67 years old. Come on, hello. I mean, hell, I can write books all day. Hell, I mean, if they sold, my God, there's no limit to what that could mean. And technically, I need to do that anyway. But this leads me to other stuff. Okay, now, gee, where should I go first? All right, well, let's just say this. The first thing this morning, I wake up, I see this post on my Occupy the Getty page. And no, it wasn't about Trump and Elon. But it was about somebody made a comment. I didn't actually remove it from the page, because I left it there because, because I don't think that the person had malicious intent. Let's see if it's still there. Oh, yeah, here it is. Alabar Jones on YouTube has a team of astral warriors taking down demons, etc. They've been doing this for years. Recently, they have a new website called EarthGuard. This is Claire posted this. Claire, like I use your last name. But again, Claire, I didn't carve you a new asshole for this, did I? No, but I did get pissed off. What did I say? I said, sure they do. You think it was real? It wouldn't be on YouTube. I mean, my God, come on. They're advertising YouTube. They have a webpage. They have YouTube. They have all this crap. It's like, please, give me a break. And EarthGuard, what the fuck? That's what they call their organization, EarthGuard. Is an expert team of astral projectors and collective community with a mission to protect and free Gaia. Gaia? I'm sorry, what? Gaia? What the fuck is that bullshit? That's right. Greek goddess, wife and mother of Uranus. Fuck that Satanism. I went to this guy's page. And they have a few different people. One of them is like, what does he call himself? Chief pilot or some shit. He's got a snake around his neck. Really, motherfucker? Really? A snake? Come on. You're going to slay demons, but you got a snake around your neck. Well, which demons are you? You're going to kill Draco? But you're playing with a snake? I mean, come on. That doesn't send the right message. But the point is that these people are running around saying they're doing astral projection. They're going to teach you astral projection. They want you to join their army, you know, kind of like the Jedi. Maybe I'm the one they got this idea from, but talk about fucking grifters. They have a program, if you want to take their lesson. It's a Zoom call-in meeting. It's like, what, $295, $300 a month. And I believe they have 4 monthly call-in Zoom meetings where you get to listen in on a meditation. A meditation. And then they come back and they say, hey, take notes, practice all week, and then we're going to come back next week and we're talk about your experience and what you learned. Come on, absolute fucking bullshit. One of the first things I noticed is you look at their mission statement, what they teach, it's all Satanism. It's crap. I don't even need to read it to you, but the thing is that you look at their products, they have a little store. First thing I noticed, they have a t-shirt, a black t-shirt, $58. Hello. This is just a cotton t-shirt. But they also had, t-shirts with silver embedded fabric. Now, I like that stuff. There's a company called Lamb that makes it. You can buy it. They make, t-shirts and hats and things. I've got one, a beanie. It's got silver. It's for EMF protection. I mean, it's kind of a gimmick. It's a modern foil hat. But they were selling these things. They sold the damn EMF protection T-shirt for $250. I'm pretty sure you could get that thing from Lamb for, I don't know, maybe $45 or some shit. This is a grifter. This is all grifting bullshit. They had snake oil. They had literal snake oil. I don't know what they called it. They had a big bottle of some cosmic whatever bullshit. It was fucking snake oil. Anyway, they make us look stupid. Fighting demons, and yet not once anywhere do they mention Christ. But they talk about Gaia and all this crap. Bullshit. Now, what else did they do that pissed me off? Well, here's the thing. I'm not going to waste too much time on these assholes. But, when I found out that Magador died, I told Richard to send me the recording that we did back in 2017 on Truth Cat Radio when I had Richard on as a host and Magador was a guest, and it was a 2-hour show. And Dave called in too on that show. Anyway, it's on the Truth Cat or the page if you want to see it on our Telegram page. But I listened to Magador talk, and I heard a lot of stuff that I missed the first time. Obviously, very, very good lessons, and I understood that he wasn't just some guy that took lessons. He was a guy that had a bloodline and a family that had been raising him in the esoteric since he was 5-ish, could barely remember anything. So he had been born in 81, 1981. But I believe he died probably, the show was 2017. They say he died a couple years later, 2019, just before 2020. So he's a pretty young guy. I don't think he made it to 40. But he had been doing this astral projection 30 years, he said. But you know, he didn't really call it astral projection. I mean, obviously it's astral projection. He talked about it in great detail, but he says it's, well, he did call it astral projection. I mean, the remote viewing, he didn't really call it remote viewing. He called it astral projection. It's the same thing. And he talked about dreaming. And the thing that really got me, of course, which was a big lesson for me, and of course a big affirmation for me and all you Jedi out there, is he said that meditation is not remote viewing. Laying there, resting, meditating, whatever, either in a controlled meditation or a personal meditation, whatever, you know, all this other bullshit that they try to push, as not remote viewing. You may have a vision. You may hear a source. Something may happen. You may connect. But that is not remote viewing. That is not astral projection. Astral projection, remote viewing, lucid dreaming takes place when you are essentially in a sleep state or you are dreaming. Lucid dreaming is daydreaming. It's a quick trip, but essentially it is the dream state. That is the astral. That is where you go when you do astral projection. And what is that? Is that heaven or is that hell? It could be either or, because when you go, you will probably go to hell. But you can go to heaven. The trick is being able to control it, and that is what astral projection is. So all these people that want to tell you that they're going to give you training to go into the astral to become warriors, and it's going to involve meditation, that is bullshit. Now, I understand that people that do Kundalini yoga, meditation, that kind of stuff, sure, you can have an astral experience. It's usually sexual, of course, obviously. You're connecting to somebody's, altar, and having your way with that person, I'm assuming with their permission. But either way, what is that? That's controlled. It's not you. Now, if you're in one of these controlled things and you decide to frolic in the pond with your partner and ignore the voice of the person that's trying to control your meditation, good for you. Good for you. But all this control shit is control shit, and that is what the demons do, and that's what they always done, and that's what the earth is about. It's one big giant control structure, which we are trying to break. I'm not going to spend too much more time on this. You just have to read the book, but here's the thing. Those of you, and I know I'm not saying you're wicked for this, because this is normal. It's kind of like people want to be a Jedi. Why? Why do you want to be a Jedi? I want to slay demons. I want to do this. I want to have my name written on the wall in heaven, whatever excuse you have. You want to be a Jedi because you want to serve. You want to be a nameless servant, a soldier of Christ, the Holy Spirit, Father, Source, for eternity, until your job is done and they don't need this and you can rest and relax. However many reincarnations or whatever you have to go through in order to get to that point. That's what it is. It's not entertainment. When people say they want to learn astral projection, how do I learn astral projection? How do I learn that stuff? It bothers me because, first of all, I've seen so many talented people, and I know that the skills that they have, which you could say fall into the realm of astral projection or remote viewing or lucid dreaming or whatever, various different psychic phenomena thereof. Everybody's different. Everybody's gift is different. Those people have developed it. They have different reasons for doing it. Taking a course does not mean you're going to be able to do it. You need to have some sort of reason. You need to be initiated in such a way that your intentions are involved and that you are making a deal with Source or Satan. It's not going to happen just because you're hooked up. Now, Magador, like he said, he'd been doing it, I don't know, sound like he started around 10 years old. He had to learn all these things. all these tricks, interdimensional travel. I'll just share one thing with you that he said is that, and I can certainly vouch for this, is that you're surrounded constantly by entities. Now, entities is a nice way of saying demons, angels, spirits, guides, nice things, bad things, that stuff. You're constantly surrounded. They're watching everything you do. Grandma's watching you beat off. Okay, play with yourself. They're there, and the more powerful you are, the bigger your posse is, the more people you got watching you all the time. The universe is watching you. It's all being recorded to be played back during your judgment. But the point is that when you leave your body, when you enter a dream state, whether you're doing it consciously through astral projection or remote viewing or whatever, but when you go into that dream state, that's their realm. That's where they are. They control that. They will do everything they can to manipulate you and control it, give you images that are going to distract you from whatever it is that they want you to be distracted from. Go focus on your primal animal, sexual stuff. This is obviously why that happens a lot. There's really nothing wrong with any of that because you're not guilty for those things you do in your dream. But what you got to understand is that that's not you. That's not spontaneous. That is external influences trying to keep your brain full of crap and force you to go on fake tours of the astral as opposed to actually deciding where you want to go. Being able to be a remote viewer, astral traveler means that you are in a dream and you're in a dream and you are in control. And if that means manifesting something in your head, it's like, I'm going to go back in time. I'm going to go to a parallel universe. I'm going to go do this, whatever. I want to go talk to Jesus. I want to go talk to John Lennon. Whatever you want to do, you're in control. But you're a freelancer. You're doing it for fun. Why are you doing it? Most people that do this stuff, they're doing it because they want the esoteric knowledge for good reasons or bad reasons, but it's not something you do for fun. As I've told you, it's dangerous. There's demons waiting for you. You will see them. They will know that you see them. I've seen it. Your friends. You're doing this. Your friends. You see your friends. You see the demons standing among your friends and inside of your friends. I mean, it's all out there. It's all about control. But the real point I'm trying to make to you is when you decide that, when you come and you say, I want to do this, I want to know about it. I want to know. I'm curious. Why do they want this? Why do they do this? How does that work? Why in the hell do you need to know? Why in the hell do you need to be a remote viewer or an astral traveler? What do you want to do? I mean, it used to be a joke. When I started doing this whole astral traveling business and tarot cards and all that crap, I was like 13, 15 years old. It was just one. I was a twin. Okay, come on. It was natural. It was spontaneous. It was something that we were drawn to. We were curious, and obviously we got scared away because that works. It all works. It's scary. It's all scary. Astral travel's scary, but the point is that I think what I was trying to say is like back then, it was like, what do you want to do? You want to astral travel into the girls' locker room and watch them take showers? Is that what you want to do? You want to go back and mess with somebody, go see an old flame, some stupid thing like that. I mean, this is what we think of. It's human stuff, stupid stuff. Doesn't serve anything. It serves your curiosity, just like all these people that are in my group. They're there for their curiosity because they want to know. Okay, now what? What are you going to do with it? What have you done with it? I want to know more. Tell me why. Why did they do that? Did this person get this happen because of what reason? Stop asking me. I mean, it's like, and again, I'm not trying to attack anybody, but I just want to kind of zero in on the really simple stuff here. And it's like I said, our enemy, the Satanists, they eat children. They rape them. They're pedophiles. Well, why? Why do they eat the children? Why are they pedophiles? Who cares? They need to stop doing it. That's the bottom line. That's what applies to everything. All this minutia, all your desire to know motives, to know the plan. This is not TV. This is not a spy novel. This is not an entertainment thing. You don't need to know the motives. You're not a detective. What you need to do is get off your ass and do something to stop it. It's like this pedophilia shit against Trump. You're going to take sides? I mean, my God, I already see people calling Elon a whiny pussy. And then there's people, when they talk about Trump, they go, gosh, I just don't know what to think. What do you mean you don't know what to think? He's a fucking mobster, Chabad, mafia mobster. He's a pedophile. He's always been a pedophile. People are coming to me now and they're going, you seen those pictures of him with his daughter? Ivanka, or whatever the hell her name is? Duh! You just noticed that? Is that like one of the symptoms of pedophilia? Is that the scales fall from your eyes and you see and hear things that you should have seen and heard a long time ago? I mean, it's not like I'm saying, oh, I told you so. But it's like now I got people go, wow, Stephen was right. I mean, everybody wants to say, yeah, Stephen is right. Wow, what do you make of this? Is this true? Gosh. People, holy crap. Do you understand that the chaos and change and transition that's going to come as a result of the completion of this mission is going to be the most devastating thing to culture and society since, I don't know, the Big Bang? Okay? Magador, he tried to trace his stuff back, and he was trying to figure out who the enemy is and why they've been doing what they've been doing and how long they've been doing it. He says, I don't know, at least a couple thousand years, maybe more. No kidding, maybe more. How about 6,000 BC? Those are the Phoenicians. Yeah, those guys. That's where it comes from. But guess what? It's a hell of a lot older than that because it's Satan. Just like Christ. Christ is eternal. Satan's pretty damn old, too. We're not going to discuss the Holy Trinity tonight, but the point is that silly-ass humans, pull your head out. Instead of thinking you know what's up, start observing. This Trump crap, I don't know. What are you going to do? You're gonna start sucking your thumb and fall down in a fetal position and wonder why the hell this is all happening? Or are you going to, I don't know, vote for Gavin Newsom? It's all bullshit. You know what? I have one good thing to say. JD Vance, he's not that bad. Okay? I don't think he's a problem when it comes to being a potential new president. Should the other one get impeached, which I don't think he's going to do, I think he's going to protect his ass like the mobster he is, and I guess the show's over. I guess I'm going to have to hit that button here real quick. All right. Anyway, you heard what's going on with the situation, and I suppose I don't know. A lot of people are going to have a lot of stuff to say about that, but obviously, this is going to have a big impact on what I'm going to do, and hopefully, you're going to help me out with this. And as far as the Trump bullshit goes, we'll see where this happens, but I think ultimately I want you all to understand that, yes, you are responsible. You did this. We're responsible. Occupy the Getty. This is what the bottom line, and all this Epstein shit is going to lead right back to it. Okay? All right, once again, if you want to help us out economically, you got to use the PayPal, which is StephenKelley714@yahoo.com. That's StephenKelley714@yahoo.com. And you got to say friend or family, or I got to send it back. Zoe Chocolate sent me another $150. Thank you so much. The rest of you guys, thank you for all your efforts, all of you. Oh, by the way, here's important stuff I got to say. All you people talking about making merch, this is what I want you to do, Isabel. This is what I promised you. You're going to go through Isabel, talk to Isabel. She has a store, resell, all that stuff. And I want to do that. All you artists, everybody wants to do this. You're going to sell it through her, okay? And this has two purposes. One is to, yes, help the mission, but two, also to help Isabel keep that store going. And I want your energy involved. Okay, all you guys, everyone that wants to make merch and stuff, talk to Isabel. Okay, Isabel, open up. This is just what we talked about. You're going to get some good quality merchandise, drop ship, do whatever you got to do. I can't be involved in any of that stuff. Okay, but we got to the point now where we need to do the merch, and it's not because we need to do it, it's because you guys want it, and because getting it out there on the streets, stickers, posters, all that, it's working. It's just ask Jessica over there in wherever part of London, whatever you're doing, it's people are picking our stuff up. Now's the time. So, like I said, it's not to make money. So to protect me and my operation, I need it all to go through Isabel. So Isabel, pick that up, and all you guys that are involved, get involved. Okay, find the good vendors, work it out, help drop ship, help collect orders, whatever it takes. Feed her the orders, let her do the drop shipping, printing, whatever. If you know good printers and stuff, you can help her set up whatever inventory, but it's going to go through her store. Okay, and if you're good at setting up web pages and all that marketing, internet marketing, she needs help. Okay, her son and her are doing it right now. I need talent to help her get involved with this end of the project. Okay, and I don't want to be like this other idiot selling T-shirts for $50. Oh my God, we're not here to grift, but at the same time, we have to have quality merch, and we have to be honest about it. Okay, and people have to know that I have people doing this, and donations come in, but otherwise, I'm not involved with it. Okay, all right. All right, everybody. Thank you so much. And again, if you want to donate, Stephen Kelly 74 at Yahoo. And if you need email to talk to me for whatsoever reason, law17gun at AOL.com. And that includes free healing and free copies of my Laser Scavers Magic. Okay, that's law17gun at AOL.com. All right. All right. I don't know how much seconds we got before they turn it off, so I'm just going to say goodnight. My dinner's waiting for me. Got 1 minute. All right. Once again, my name is Stephen D. Kelly, and this is the Stephen D. Kelly Show. We are Truth Cat Radio, www.truthcatradio.com, the one and only, and it is still 2005. What is that? June 5th? Yeah. Square crazy. 7 p.m. right now. It's a nice day. 67 and sunny. Whatever. All right, guys. Here, Le Puente. Take my stuff serious, okay? We're moving into serious times. Everything's going to be very serious from here on out, and we have to really pay our attention and be careful, all right? So I need you all to really step it up. All right, once again, I love you all. Good night. God bless. Adios. And goodbye.